Are you having problems with Photoshop after the latest update, like flashing black and white, or not displaying an image? Keep watching to find out how to fix. The first thing to check is that your GPU is actually compatible. Go to Help and GPU Compatibility. Here you can see I've got all green check marks here, so everything's looking good on my PC as far as the GPU goes. I'll click OK and get out of this menu. Edit menu, Preferences, Performance. Now if I uncheck Use Graphics Processor and click OK, open an image, everything's fine. But I really don't want to use Photoshop without GPU acceleration. Looking back in the menu again, turn it back on, Advanced Settings, and I'll uncheck those two boxes, click OK. Default. And the option that I'm interested in here is seeing if OpenCL off has any effect, and it didn't. So we'll go ahead and turn that back on. Okay. And again, you can see it's bugged. So let's go on to the fix now. Go back into your Edit menu, Preferences, and this time you're looking for Technology Preview. Under here is Older GPU Mode Pre-2016. Check that and click OK and restart Photoshop. Let's see what happens. Open an image. And it's working. Great. It's a little choppy because I'm recording video, but you get the idea. Look in Task Manager, see the GPU is actually being utilized. Okay, so that fixed it. So that was the fix for me or any PC with an older GPU. Just check that box there. I also, when I was researching this, saw people recommending that you check in addition the Disable Native Canvas mode or deactivate Native Canvas mode. So that's the fix that worked for this problem in Photoshop with my GPU. I believe, and I'm just theorizing here, that if your GPU doesn't fully support DirectX 12 or some set of features, that Photoshop needs that older GPU mode. But there's a couple other things you should check too to ensure optimum results. A video driver upgrade is always recommended. Right-click the Start button, Device Manager, and look under your display adapters. Now I have a laptop with an Intel GPU, as well as an NVIDIA GPU. So I'm looking at my Intel driver version here, and I'm going to go into the internet here, and I'm just going to Google up to make sure I've got the latest version. So you would go to the Intel website for this one, and here you can see I've got the latest version. Now this doesn't directly affect Premiere, but it's always recommended in a dual GPU configuration. I like to update the Intel driver first, so mine's already up to date. And we've got a GeForce MX150, not the most powerful GPU, but I can see the date of the driver here. The version will not match with NVIDIA. We can also go into the Task Manager Performance area and look at the bottom right, expand it a bit, and see our dates on our GPU drivers so we can see how old they are. But it's the NVIDIA we're mostly concerned with here, and to get its version number, we go into the control panel. There it is, the NVIDIA driver. Okay, so we'll open a browser. Now if you're using an AMD GPU, go to amd.com, go into their downloads and support, go into drivers in there, click through, type in your Radeon model number, and you'll be able to find it. For NVIDIA, you go up to the top, drivers, and you got to navigate this menu. Mine's GeForce MX100 for notebook. Adobe actually recommends the Studio driver, but I'm going to go with the Game Ready driver. So 531.79, there is an update available. Okay, you can see my version's a little older. We'll try this. So it's downloading. I've already got a copy. Here we go. So whether it's AMD or NVIDIA, you just wait for the driver to extract and go through with the standard install. If you run into trouble, you might have to get a special driver from your PC manufacturer, which could actually limit how new of a driver you could use. So in my case, I'm just using the plain NVIDIA driver, which works in this Dell laptop just fine. In fact, there's a separate video on this Dell laptop, how I've built it up to be fairly powerful for a really cheap price. So check that out. It'll be in the description. Okay, so we've updated the driver here. We can see the new version there. And we can go into control panel. We can see the new version there. You may have to reboot, and I do recommend rebooting, but for the case of this demo, I did not reboot. And checking it again. Okay. It's working. The technology preview option is definitely still on, and I tried turning it off and it still didn't work. So in my case, I have to use this older driver. So if this worked for you, please consider subscribing and leave a comment below with your GPU and PC information so we can figure out which GPUs are going to have this problem. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications.